Hey, what is up guys, Electric Watchers 1 here, and in this video we'll be seeing if the iPhone 4 is worth it in 2015. Let's get started. Alright, so in order to see if the iPhone 4 is worth it in 2015, let's take a tour around the hardware. So the iPhone 4 sports a 3.5-inch Retina display with a resolution of 960 by 640, giving it a pixel density of 326 pixels per inch. On the front, you have your front-facing VGA camera, and on the back, you have your 5-megapixel iSight camera capable of recording 720p video. And the phone is made out of a glass and aluminum body. Now you can't see that because I have a case on, but you can kind of see the glass there, and if I were to lift a flap from the case, there's the aluminum. Now in terms of specifications, the phone has a single core A4 chip clocked at 800 megahertz with a half a gig of RAM. So this phone is already powered on, and keep in mind that the power button on this phone is broken, so I can't lock this phone. Let's use assistive touch, but I'm not going to be using that in this video. So I'm going to hit the home button, there goes the phone, slide to unlock, and there we are. So here is the iPhone 4 in its full form. It is fully turned on. We are at the home screen right now currently. So how does the iPhone 4 perform in day-to-day use? Well, let me tell you something. We're running iOS 7.1.2. The iPhone 4 performs fairly well. When you're doing basic tasks such as opening up messages, calendar, camera, any of those applications, the phone actually performs quite well, as you're able to open the apps with about a 1 to 2 second wait time. And as you can see, it's also pretty smooth in the animations as well. So really there's nothing to complain too much about. General overall performance is pretty acceptable. It's not the fastest thing out there, but I would say for day-to-day use, it's pretty good. You're pretty much just going to use this phone for any basic tasks, just text messaging, phone calling, checking your email, listening to music, then this phone is perfectly fine for you. However, if you're going to do things such as playing games, at least the graphically intensive ones, I would look elsewhere. For example, I actually have one game on this device. It's Temple Run 2, and this should give you an idea of how well this phone handles games. So I'm just going to close out these applications to give this game a fair shot, and you can see the load times and the graphics for yourself. So I'd say it took about maybe 20 seconds. Animation's a little bit choppy, but it's not too bad. Now let's move on to the gameplay. Alright, so here we are at Temple Run 2. We're going to tap Run. And you can see that the performance actually isn't too bad. So this game actually runs quite smoothly here on the iPhone 4. I can't notice any lag right now. So far it's actually pretty good. I'm actually going to download another game, and that might show you a little bit more of how the iPhone 4's hardware can be just a little bit limited when it comes to the more graphic intensive games. Actually, this game isn't very graphic intensive compared to the game I'm about to show you next. Alright, so the graphic intensive game that I've been talking about is actually LEGO Star Wars: The Complete Saga. And the reason I say this game is a really graphically intense is because actually about 8 years ago this game was released on PS3 and Xbox 360. Those are last generation consoles, but keep in mind that this phone came out about 3 years after 2007, so you would probably expect it to struggle with this game, and it does. So you're about to see that right now. Guess I can sign into the iTunes store. So the game is loading right now. Soon see it come up. Take some time. And there it is. There we go. You can see the game is having some trouble. Actually, the phone's having trouble loading this game. You haven't even gotten to a level yet. So you can see that the graphics have actually been tweaked ever so slightly to help out the A4 processor in these kind of situations. A lot of things around, so. But you definitely notice when you get towards, or you can try to play a level or something, it can definitely be really, really slow. If you play this game on any A4 processor device, it will be really slow. The iPod Touch 4th generation probably have the exact same problem. So yeah. Alright, so to conclude this video, it's time to answer that question. Is the iPhone 4 worth it in 2015? Well, based on what you saw, it really depends on what kind of person you are. So if you're the kind of person who just uses your phone, again, for text messaging, email, planning calendar events, taking a couple photos here and there, listening to music, this phone ain't that bad for you. Heck, even playing some light games, heck, even Temple Run 2 isn't that bad on this phone. But if you're a heavy gamer, you do a lot of web browsing, this phone is probably not the device I would recommend. As a matter of fact, a device that I would recommend for those types of things, but you don't want to spend a lot of money on that device, I would say the iPhone 5 or the iPhone 5C are actually really good devices to use. Actually, as a matter of fact, I am recording this video with an iPhone 5C. So that I think that device would be much better if you're more into more intense stuff, but you don't want to spend a lot of money. So yeah, it just really depends on what kind of person you are, what your needs are for your device, and that will determine if the iPhone 4 is worth it for you at this point in time, which as of the recording of this video is 2015. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Later.